DP Detective, Solving Direct Proportion Mysteries. Good day. I am Eliana Angelique F. De Mesa, your DP Detective. Our learning objectives for this lesson are to define direct proportion and identify examples. Apply direct proportion to real-world scenarios. Solve problems involving direct proportion. And finally, to find the missing term in word problems involving direct proportion. Let's define what a direct proportion is. In direct proportion, as a quantity increases or decreases, the other quantity also increases or decreases. Let's put it in a real-life scenario. Direct proportion is everywhere in real life. Think of buying groceries. When you go to the supermarket, the more items you buy, the higher your total bill will be. This is an example of direct proportion. The cost increases in direct relation to the quantity of items you purchase. For instance, if you are planning a road trip, you can calculate the total distance you'll travel based on your speed and the time you spent driving. The distance is directly proportional to both the speed and time. Whether buying at the grocery store or driving a car, the principle remains the same. Now let's take a look at the two forms of direct proportion. The first form is the fraction form. These are the steps on how to solve for the missing term in fraction form. The first step is to cross multiply. The second step is to divide both sides by the number beside the missing term. Let's solve this example. A copy machine can print out 40 copies of posters in 5 minutes. The question is, how many copies can it print in 40 minutes? The given datum for this problem are 40 copies can be printed in 5 minutes. We are looking for how many copies it can print in 40 minutes. The next step is to cross multiply. What is 40 times 40? Correct! 40 times 40 is 1,600. As we are looking for the number of copies it can print in 40 minutes, we can just copy 5. The next step is to divide. What is 1,600 divided by 5? That's right. The answer is 320. So 320 copies can be printed in 40 minutes. Let's now discuss the column form. Here are the steps on how to solve for the missing term in column form. The first step is to multiply the means and extremes. The second step is to divide both sides by the number beside the missing term. Let's solve this example. You are making cookies and the recipe calls for 2 cups of flour for 18 cookies. If you are to make 54 cookies for a bake sale, how many cups of flour do you need? The datum for this problem are 2 cups of flour are needed to make 18 cookies. We are looking for how many cups of flour we need to make 54 cookies. The proportion is 2:18 is equal to n:54. The first step is to multiply the means and extremes. Keep in mind that the means are the numbers towards the outside and the extremes are the numbers towards the inside. What is 2 times 54? Your answer is correct. 2 times 54 is 108. And because we are looking for how many cups of flour it is needed to make 54 cookies, we can just put 18 times n. The next step is to divide by the number beside the missing term. And what is the number beside the missing term? Correct! The number beside the missing term is 18. What is 108 divided by 18? That's right! 108 divided by 18 is 6. So we need 6 cups of flour to make 54 cookies. Now let's have a short review. What is a direct proportion? Good job! In direct proportion, as a quantity increases or decreases, the other quantity also increases or decreases. What are the 2 forms in solving direct proportion? Correct! The 2 forms in solving direct proportion are the fraction and column form. What do we do with the means and extremes when solving in column form? That's right! We multiply the means and extremes. Congratulations! You've mastered direct proportion concept. Remember, direct proportion is about constant ratios and proportional relationships. Once again, this is your DP Detective, Eliana Angelique F. De Mesa, saying keep calculating.